Zabula, aka Monkey Man. That's my title. And I'm leaving on a jet plane, and I won't come back again. Said I'm leaving on a jet plane, and I won't come back again.
We're sitting here at the foothills of Lauderhill, inside of a place they call South Florida. And we're talking to some of Jamaica's finest musicians. Tonight we have the pleasure of talking to Wade Hampton Williams.
Yes, sir. Yes,
man
sir.
known as Zabula.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes they call him Monkey Man.
Yes,
I don't know why, because he's such a good looking fellow. Welcome, sir. Welcome to South Florida.
Thank you, sir.
And you have quite a history as a musician. You have been with some of the finest in Jamaica. Tell us some of the musicians that you have worked with over the years, and you know, kind of give the viewers an idea how it all started.
Yes, sir. Yeah. God have blessed me, you know. Blessed me with a profession, you know what I mean, a gift from the Father, you know. When I left school, you know, I get a chance to spend a little time in the military, and I started playing some jazz musicians like Sonny Bradshaw, Aubrey Adams, to call a few names.
Yeah, great ones.
Foggy Mullins, if you know who that was,
yes,
the politician
yes.
was.
Yeah.
Great keyboard player, people don't even know that, you know.
Yeah.
Ernest Ranglin, jazz guitarist Ernest Ranglin.
You also had a stint with the great ska band, the Scatterlights.
Yes, sir. My schoolmates.
Yeah.
So the original drummer is Sir Lloyd Nibbs. A lot of times he was absent, you know, going on a tour or something, and I always hit me with a band, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the members of my friends, Tommy McCook, you know, Roland Alfonso, Don Drummond, Lloyd Rivet, they're all my friends. I learned quite a lot of things from Lloyd Nibbs too. One of the best brushman in the world.
And as we're watching you playing the Kete drum right now, one of the roots of Africa, the first form of communication.
Yes, sir, you're right. Yes, sir.
What else do you play besides drum? What else do you play? What other instruments?
Well, I tell you, when I was in school, I first picked up the trombone, but I'm a guy who hates to use my mouth to play because I like to talk. I talk a lot while performing. You know?
And you sing too?
Yes, sir.
You got
the
gift
instruments,
with the voice.
Thank you very much. God gave me that gift, and I learned voice training in school, you know. Well, my instruments are keyboards, guitar, bass, and drums. I play the upright bass, you know. I like that because I'm a jazz freak. I love jazz.
The bass fiddle.
The bass fiddle. Call it the dog house.
Well,
it's a challenge.
I mean, you have come up through the rudiments of the music, and those days were hard and rough, you know. And you look at some of the current musicians now. How do you make the comparison between then and now?
Well, up till last night I had an experience of playing with 3 American musicians, Jamaican parents. They're supposed to be good musicians, and I discovered something, which I pass on to the people who employ them. To be a good musician is not just to know your instrument and can play your instrument. It takes attitude. First, a personality, you know. Good attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
Your personality carries a lot. You know, to know, especially if you're backing an artist, don't be jamming on the stage while backing an artist. Your purpose is for the artist to be heard.
Right. Give the artist his due.
Right. So, and these guys also, a musician, should listen to all type of music. You don't have to like a music to listen to it, because that's your job. You're a musician.
Yes, yes.
A doctor, suppose the doctor told you, man, I can't work on you. I only work on the Indians alone. What kind of doctor is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if a musician says you got a job for you over the weekend, for 1 hour you could make $2,000, but because you don't play Latin, you're not able to make that money, right?
Yeah.
Don't you feel bad?
There's a lot of wisdom in that.
A musician should listen to all genres, you know what I mean? But okay, about these musicians today, a lot of them, I encourage them to learn their scales instead of practice songs. Because you practice a song, yes, you know that song. What happens when the next song comes around with different set of cards. Total different country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you see, nowadays we have the advent of technology. We have the computer. We have sampling. We don't necessarily have to rely on our instruments like when you were coming along.
Right.
So that makes it easier, but also it doesn't necessarily make it better.
Okay. It makes it easier for them, but it robs them of the knowledge and the wisdom of the deep, authentic creation that we are capable of. You know, that's how we came up with such an album as Chasing Time, my uncle and I. You know, Jah AL,
Yes.
great Jah AL, because of the ancient wisdom behind our creation. You know what I mean? We took it from the roots and plant a seed and watch it grow. You know what I mean? But no modern technology in it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because I'm cutting. Sorry.
Yeah.
These days they want you to play only 2 bars. Then you get a whole song from that 2 bars. That's not how it is, man. Because you know they call it making a rhythm. A rhythm is not a song. A song consists of verses, a bridge, or chorus, then verse, a solo, and you go out. You know what I mean?
We're going to call you Professor Williams, because I'm sure folks out there listening learn a lot, not just about music, not just about the history of the music, but the attitude that you have to take to be a good craftsman, a good musician.
Attitude. To be you can be a good musician, still not professional. You dig what I'm saying? You can be a good musician. That's what they told us. They are professionals. They come from this place and all that, but they wasn't able to back the Caribbean people. They wasn't able to back us, and they're great. They play good jazz. They play this, and wasn't able to back a Caribbean artist, good artist. Last night, the guy was all over the place. People,
the attitude was missing.
Yeah, man, and the house.
It wasn't the skill, probably just the attitude.
Just the not the skill.
Yeah.
The attitude and knowledge. They don't listen to the general from the island.
Yeah. Give us a little touch of the drum while the folks are listening to that.
Espérame, reggaeton. Espérame, espérame, espérame. Espérame, tú no comprendes cuando yo hablo contigo. No, 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 mi niña, oh yeah. No, 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 mi niña, te amo, te amo, te amo. Te amo.
Sounds and sights of the great Zabula. We'll be right back. A man who is taking on a very massive project, and we understand that, you know, it's running wild all over the globe. Musical journey, musical raising. I want to say welcome to the man that his mother called Alfonso Evans. We know him as Jah AL.
Welcome, sir.
Greetings, sir.
Yes, sir. Greetings.
I know you said that you're overwhelmed and excited and feeling good tonight, and I know it's because of the company of elders and I call them professors of this thing we call music.
Yes.
What encouraged you to do this project? What was the vision? What motivated?
Well, from I was born, you know, I realized that music was my calling. So while I was growing up, all I find myself doing is just writing, singing, and listening to the sounds like water here and what have you. And I realized I could listen to those sounds and store them in my brain and develop them, and then come back and listen to the instrument and match it with the instrumental part of it to make it become music. Then I learned that my great-grandfather, fathers, were the greatest musician in the days, who is King David, who played the harp. And the harp right now consists of all the rest of instruments that you listen to right now. The harp can get the drums of the drums, keyboard, the guitar, on all the instruments. Right now, it's very few people can play the harp. So, what they taught us to is to grab a sound education, learn the music from what they're gonna give us, and take it to the nation. So that's what I did.
You sound like the environment that you grew up in had an influence in this thought process, and also a little bit of the Bible, or maybe a lot of the Bible.
Yes, because back in those days, music within the Bible will tell you, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, which is the Almighty, and that's who we serve. And all of these, my great-grandparents were coming down and live up to show respect to the Almighty, because they are chosen people, like King David, Enoch, Elijah, and Melchizedek. Those are men of God who speak with God and can do things. So they left a legacy to give us. Some people are trying to claim it, but right now we want to work with all the musicians, producers, and everybody, and to let them know and see that what we are doing right here now, we are coming to show the world what the music is all about, and that's the tradition that we should keep for the younger generation to come.
As you touch on the younger generation, we notice that this project involves the younger generation.
Yes.
Also involves the older generation.
Right.
And of course you.
Yes.
What was the rationality behind that involvement with your younger youths, your uncles, your nephew rather, and members of the family that have been such an integral part of the project? What was the reason for that?
The reason for that is that my great-grandfathers leave this legacy to me. So I have to carry it on as a legacy, so that other generation too on the side who are not musically motivated can listen to our works and choose if they would want to be in our field as musicians down the road. Or you want to be a doctor? Yes, a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist. They are great musicians because they play symphony music. Wide, whole range of music, symphony. So that's where we are right now. I'm capable of conducting a symphony because I learned the language of the music. I can speak it fluent. And right now, with the musicians and all who are coordinating in my group, we can communicate. We speak the language of music intelligently. So when we go to rehearse or to write a song or put it together, we all sit down together, come together and put it down. And when we go in the studio, one take, bam. When we send it out on the street to you, you must appreciate it because it is joy to the ear of listening.
You have a lot of passion that is obvious. You have a lot of love. You have a lot of, you're motivated, by what you do,
Yes.
which is music.
Yes.
And having all of those emotions, it can only transcend to your listeners.
Yes.
Some time ago when I listened to the album, I like Godfather.
Yes.
Right? And I told you that not that the other cuts or tracks are weaker or stronger, but that is where I think most of the passion was. That what we just talked about is what is in that track. The elders coming down the line and transcending eventually out to the audience.
Yes.
Those folks that are watching us right now. Where do you see this movement going, because this is a movement. As you look at what is happening, even in America, there is a movement to see what happened in Ferguson and what's happening all around us. There is a movement.
Yes.
We talked, when I was reasoning with Ricky earlier on, we talked about this transcending and this responsibility that we have as radio disc jockeys, as TV personalities, as musicians. We have to take our role seriously and send the right message, because those children are out there looking for guidance, looking for direction. So where do you see the thing going?
Where I see it right now, the world in crisis for a long, long time. Because of the music is not being taught to the youths in school. So people come and they look at it, say, well, whosoever was there previously, oh, they make money. Yeah, but to make money, they got to work hard and learn how to make money. Nowadays, the younger youths who are coming up now, they don't get a chance for no one to sit down. They don't have no one to open up, to sit down to them, to teach them the rule and regulation of how you behave, to learn the music that you can take it from a different level. Now, whether you can sing or you can play, you can be a musician, you can be a singer, you can be a writer. So it's a wide business that you can get involved in, but you got to have that understanding that music is not something that you play with, it's serious stuff. This is the first language.
This is the biggest industry in the world.
In the world right now.
You know, but oftentimes musicians or singers or songwriters only think that they are in that part of the business.
Yeah.
You know, but they are in entertainment.
Yes.
You're an entertainer.
Yes.
You have a message to carry, even if it's a commercial. You know, that message should be so that those products that you are representing, you know what you're doing.
Yes.
So, well, folks, we got to leave it here for this time around. Musical reasoning. And I'm very fortunate to have with me one of the great sons of Jamaica. When we talk about coordination and producing and music in general, of course, he'll tell you how it all started. A good friend of mine, Mr. Ricky Walters. Welcome to Musical Reasonings. Huh?
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
How did it all start?
Well, Zabula and Jah AL had all this musical material that they need to share with the world, and they needed some help, so of course they come forward, and it's a pleasure to work on the project.
Of course,
A wonderful
for
pleasure.
those of us who don't know you, because maybe I've put on a little weight and maybe a little hair. Many years with the great Valpad.
Yes.
And of course, I remember that you put your pen on one draw for Rita Marley.
One draw and some others.
And others.
Some others. I actually know Zabula from my early days, when we were both kids, really. You know, the hotel circuit, which is the school.
Okay.
It's Jamaica's greatest music school in the hotel circuit. Yeah.
Is that the great Alpha?
Yeah. You don't go Alpha, the other place to go is to learn while you're doing it.
Right.
Is to work in the hotel circuit.
Yes.
Because you get the benefit of the wisdom of all of the older musicians who walked this road before you.
And the mixture of genre.
Oh, that's the best part
You're
of it.
pleasing the world.
Yeah, man, that's the best part of it, because music is music, and I love every kind of music. You know, some of them I don't understand the lyrics and all of that, but music is an international language. And everybody has something to say, and there's no greater form of expression than music. So everybody everybody saying them thing. I want to hear what them saying. And a lot of times it just blows you away. Like today I was at work and I hear some Haitian compa. I go crazy. It's like, hey, you know? And nothing else prepares you to be a full musician. Like listening to all forms of music. That is where everything comes from, you know?
So it doesn't surprise you when you travel the world as you did and performed in front of audiences that really didn't understand the language of your music, but they understood the music of your music.
Yes, because and it speaks deeply to, you know, even without the understanding the word, it speaks deeply. You look back on Bob Marley, Father rest him soul. That man had people all over him. The Aborigines in Australia, the downtrodden in Italy, all over the world. That's what it is, you know. They understand what he's saying. He speak to them. Zimbabwe, that's why he was at the independence celebration for Zimbabwe. You know, you relate to, especially if it's deep music, and most of the music back then was deep. And now you have some music for the sake of rhythm and stuff, dance and jump around and things. But the great music like this, Jah AL Zabula, with words, you know, with a message, will always live, never die.
Where do you see us going as a genre? When you talk about us, I'm talking about reggae music. What are your visions of it?
There is no end to the reggae music, you know. There is no end. Jamaica took a sidestep and went into dancehall. And when the musicians started saying, wait, dancehall is not reggae, they get vexed. But dancehall is not reggae, right? You see, dancehall, the Puerto Ricans took it. Same dancehall, you know? Reggaeton. Yeah. Them take it and develop it and make money out of it.
Yeah.
That rhythm that was there will come from our forefathers. That's where that come from, you know. Bam bam.
Yeah.
Bam bam. That's where that come from.
Yeah,
1966, bam bam. That's where it come from. When they take it to the stage and just leave it there and just being shallow with it, no message, so nobody else, people couldn't relate to it. It was a set of people who followed sound system could relate to it. My mother couldn't relate to it. The older folks don't relate to it.
The root wasn't there.
No, but my mother at age 68 discovered Bob Marley. Our friend took her to a concert in Madison Square Garden. As she reached home, she called me in Jamaica and said, you know where I was last night? I went to see Bob Marley. And I am sitting there shocked. She said, you still there? I say, yes. Right? That is the power of the music, right? And you see how far it's going now. Like, 2 months ago, there were 7 songs on the Billboard, reggae songs, and none of them came from Jamaica. Right?
Interesting. If you're just tuning in, we're of course talking to Ricky Walters, coordinator of this project and musician, producer, songwriter, and a man who has lived through many phases of this music we call reggae. And we're just here in Lauderdale reasoning, musical reasoning as we call it, under the stars as the traffic goes by and, you know, people going about their
and
business.
The water rushing
and the
by.
water rushing by. You hear the sound of the waterfalls right here in Lauderdale, sometimes known as Jamaica Hill. So, Ricky, just final thoughts, just to put a cap on what we're talking about. What are some of your visions as we wrap up 2014 now and looking forward to going into 2015? What are some of the things we'd like to see happen with this project and with the music in general?
Well, this project, I hope to see that the DJs on the radio start to listen to the music and listen to what they're playing and listen to what their legacy is going to be. Because so right now they're working on the playing music, but they have no legacy. The other day I hear a very popular DJ on the radio and stuff. He shot me, he says, he told some people that the songs that they bring into him, he says he's not playing it. And I said, no, you can't say that. Him say, yes, I said that. And I'm not very popular for saying it. But I need to know that each day I leave work, I impart something to somebody.
You have a responsibility.
Yeah, and it's not, everything is not serious message, you know. Some of it is joy. There's no greater joy. Tell you this, one Sunday I went to church and my guitar was in the car. It was Christmas. And I went to the musical director and I said to him, I want to play. He said, yeah man, anytime. I went to get the guitar and sat down and he said, why you want to play? I said, I want to play Oh Holy Night. You want to play Oh Holy Night. Instrumental on the guitar. When church was done, I heard all kinds of amen and stuff while I was playing. When church was done, an old lady, she was very, very old. She said, son, come here. And she hugged me, you know. And the woman started to cry on my shoulder. She said, you bless my soul this morning. You bless my soul this morning. And tears started running down my face. Because that is the joy that comes from a musician. When you impart somebody, you take somebody out of the sadness that they're in. Somebody in a frame of mind of being lost in whatever it is that is bothering them. Maybe somebody in the family is sick. Maybe they have a financial problem. Maybe something to do with their job and so. When you can play a song and take that person out of that, even for a little while, and give them respect and joy, that is what God created the music for. That is what He created.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Musical Reasoning, the great Ricky Walters. Thank you once again for
anytime, man.
stopping by.
Anytime.
It was real. We'll be right back. Wrapping up what we call Musical Reasoning. Mike H. and I have been involved with the radio and the promotion of the project. And of course, our good friend is here.
Thank you, sir.
Jah AL. And we have the road manager himself, Mr. Mitch Owens.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your involvement with the project.
Well, over a decade ago, I came to South Florida here from New York, where I met this brother here, and he gravitated towards me, I gravitated towards him. I got interested in what he was doing in the music industry, and he nominated me to be his road manager, which I accepted the position, and from there on, whatever he's doing, I'm involved in it musically, and out of that came forth the album Grandfather, and it's just awesome.
He's planning to hit the roads. You know, you're going to be a busy man, road manager, right?
Well, I'm being
All
prepared for that. We expect it to go places.
Yes, indeed. Any thoughts on any particular ideas? Where would you like to see us travel first?
Well, you know, the music, like you say, we're expounding on Grandfather, which is not just one of the best in the album, but that one reflects, you know, on a lot of things that we live by, and we are, you know, passing it on to the younger generation. As far as the music, I want to see it go to the moon. Right now, I'm pleased to say that the music is soaring up to the top 20 chart in Europe right now, in the UK. I'm very grateful for that. And I want to see it nominated as one of the best music in the R&B category in the upcoming event.
Okay, you just spoke it into being. Ricky Walters, coordinator
Yes, sir.
on the project. Any parting words before we put this thing in the can?
Well, the best parting words is to say to everybody, have a listen. Have a listen. And you see, pop culture wants to take you down a commercial road. This whole project is a musical journey.
Yes, yes.
Like the good old music of old. Right? People say the good old days back in the day. The day is still here. And the day will always be. As long as we put it that way.
Zabula,
Yes, sir.
aka Williams,
Yes, sir.
what
Well,
would you like to share with the people
I'd
as
like
the
to-
credits go up?
I'd like to tell, speaking to the young generations today, have a good listen. Be attentive to what we're trying to bring to them, you know what I mean? And upward and onward. You know, look upward and move forward, you know what I mean? You know, the sky's the limit.
Sound like Marcus Messiah Golf.
Thank you, sir. God bless you all.
Well, folks, that's it for us this time around. We will be coming to you from another city very soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah.